and welcome back to Fantasy Knits, a Traveling Knitter. My name is Stephanie and this is chapter 12 of the podcast. Hopefully today is a shorter one, or tonight, because it is Thanksgiving week here in the US and I wanted to get a quick podcast. I don't even like cats. I wanted to get a quick podcast out before I leave to go up and see my parents, so I thought I would do it tonight. Tea is brought to you by Charlotte, my most visited city. Airport, really. My most visited airport. I've probably spent most, I would say, like, percentage-wise, I would say I've spent 35% of my airport time in the Charlotte airport. It's not a bad airport to be stuck in. It's pretty big, lots of food options, lots of rocking chairs. So the tea I'm drinking, it's called Get Happy or Be Happy, something like that. I got it for Christmas from a friend last year, but I did see it at my local, like, really fancy grocery store. It's called Dorothy Lane Market, but I saw it there. It's really good. The canister is orange. That's all I can tell you about it. That's all I remember. Alright, so Administrati, as everyone always says, we're at 130 subscribers. Yay! So thank you so much for those of you who have subscribed or just watched the video or even just watched 5 minutes of it. I appreciate all of you, and I appreciate the people who also don't watch them, because I appreciate all knitters, because I think with the boom, because yes, I think we're in a boom with knitting, but this boom has allowed so many people to be independent bag makers, independent dyers, independent stitch markers, stitch holders. I mean, the influx has been huge and it's awesome. We all like variety. There are no finished quests. I did say I was gonna have that cross stitch finished, so lies, there is a finished quest. Let me go grab that. But I had said I would have it framed. Nope. So it's finished. Here it is. This is My State, something like that. I forget what it's called. You can check any of my other previous videos. Well, not any, but like the last two. And I talk about this cross stitch. I'm so glad it's done. It needs to be ironed. You can still see the seam. But I did go to Michael's and pick up another one of these shadow boxes. This is what I put my best friend's cross stitch in. I put it in this shadow box. It was 70% off, plus an additional 20 or 25. So I got this for like $6. I mean, it's a pretty hefty shadow box, and I really, really like the way the Pokemon one came out. And I have a lot more like edge to work with. Think this lower one might be my smallest edge, but that's like 3-4 inches. So I've got quite a lot of space on here. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the same thing with the matting or if I'm just gonna pin it on there. Not quite sure yet, but I thought the blue matched nicely with the blue flowers and the blue part of the flag. I was thinking about doing red, but when I held the blue up next to it, I liked the blue. I liked the blue better. So I guess that's a finished object because it's finished, minus it's not in a frame. I think I'll do that. I would say this weekend, but I'm not, because I will not be here this weekend. I will be up in Chicago with my parents. So, current quests. I'm really happy with where I am on the Clark socks. Pull these guys out. I did the whole leg and the heel, which I did the heel that was in the pattern, and I don't know, I really like the way that it looks. I don't know if the camera is gonna show that or if it's just gonna zoom in on everything else. But the way that the stitches look, they look so cool. But there are very gappy holes in between the two stitches, so you can very much see skin. But the stitch itself looks awesome. It looks really cool. And the other side did the same thing, so the holes are pretty big. I'm not sure. I'll have to, you know, wear it and see, but have the whole cuff and leg done, and I'm working on the foot right now. And here is the back cable, simple cable, and then there's this one. Honestly, I feel like for the most part all cables are pretty simple because you're just moving stitches around. You just have to kind of keep track. So like everyone has said, these little V's right here let you know when to cable, so that makes it pretty easy. On the camera, it's so cool. Like the camera shows the gray, whereas when I look at it in person, I can see the gray, but I don't see it nearly as much. So there's definitely some pooling, but it's like not patterned pooling, which I'm a big fan of. It looks really cool, I think. And then there are some very faint patches or stitches of like sky blue. See that right there? I think that's really cool. I'm so in love with these socks. The only thing I don't like, which I double checked and the pattern is written like that, is this part right up here where you purl around. Because I'm gonna make these again. When I make these again, I'm not gonna purl around. I don't know, I'm just not a fan of that part. Maybe I'll purl at the front. The front I don't mind. It's the back purl part that I don't really like. But I mean, that's just personal preference. Nothing against the pattern, nothing against Jacqueline. I don't think she'd take offense about it, but these are working up really nicely. It's really fun. I don't know how much to go on the foot. So I wore my hand knit socks, a pair of them, this weekend, and when I first put them on, you know, they fit really good, but then as I was wearing them, I realized that I made the foot just too long. And I think I might have talked about that in another episode where I was saying how it looked really short, so I knit a little bit more. I think I like a long leg, so it proportionately makes the foot look really short. And I think I just need to knit my foot short because I always, and even with commercial socks, and I think I've mentioned that before, I always have the heel like on my ankle. And I was finding that I was having the same problem with my hand knit socks. So now I'm really anxious to know if all of the hand knit socks I've made too long. Which that's gonna be super disappointing. I'm not gonna rip them out, I'll be honest. I'll just wear them as more slipper socks, but I'm gonna be extra careful with these, and I think I'll actually put these on and judge. And I'll, you know, really pull them to see. Because I don't like loose socks on my feet. I don't mind them at all on my legs, but I hate it on the foot part. I hate loose socks there. Because I get blisters really easily, and if there's any bunching of fabric, I'm gonna get a blister. In like 10 minutes, I'll have a blister. So yep, these are the Clark socks by Jacqueline Salem. They're really fun. As everyone has said, they're really fun. And this is, again, here's the cake. Warrior Princess, which is in the Drusilla base by Toad Hollow Yarns, which is a hand-dyed yarn company in Keyport, New Jersey. And Drusilla is an 80-20, 400 yards. 2-ply. I really like the yarn. It's been knitting up really nicely. And I'm a fan of the colors. I think it's awesome, and I love the name Warrior Princess. I'm knitting these on my Chow Goose size 2, 2.25 I think, and I really need to get those mitts off the needle so I can use my Hiya Sharps or Addy Turbos, whatever they are, for knitting, because I am so tired of this kinky cable for my socks. I love the needles, don't like the cord for socks. I like the cord, just not for socks. Again, this is in a bag I sewed myself, which is a birdie bag. The next quest and last quest that I'm going to show you, well, of knitting, is my Miller's Daughter shawl by Melanie Berg. I have not made too much progress since I last showed it, but I did add a couple more stripes. And there's the lace. The lace is picking up. Oh, can I get it on the couch? The lace is picking up better on the camera than it is in person. Like, you can definitely see that it's like a diamond with a circle or a yarn over in the center. In person, that's much harder to see. So, yep, I really like this. I have to say, and I keep saying I have to say, and I'm tired of knitting with lace. I'm not really liking it. I am gonna have to block the crap out of this because the end is very stiff, even though I have been trying my hardest to make it loose. Oh well. So yep, it is, again, hedgehog fibers in the merino lace, I don't know why I thought that sounded weird, in the merino lace weight, Zephyr or Genie? Genie. And it is 120 meters. 1,200 meters. 120 meters, my goodness. And then the last, or the other color again, is this orange, which I have no clue what it is, but it is a single ply. I will probably be bringing this with me when I go visit my parents for Thanksgiving. I'll probably bring this and the other in the socks. Probably bring these two things and maybe something else. I'm trying to stick, and I'm doing a pretty good job of sticking with my one project per type, but I would really love to start a new shawl. And I'm gonna have to finish those socks. I feel pretty confident with those socks, the Clark socks, that I'm gonna have them finished in November. Thanksgiving is pretty early, so I don't feel rushed about it, and I'll probably have some knitting time to just sit and watch TV with my parents or something. Then I could end up with no time to knit. We'll see. My last quest is a cross stitch, and it is this guy. This is the second time that I have stitched it, or am stitching it. This is the, what is this called? Coffee something. Just look at it for a while. For whatever reason, there doesn't appear to be a name for this. I'm just gonna call it Coffee. It's by Lily and Val and made in the US, Design Works Crafts. And this is what the finished design looks like. If you recall, I made this for my mom on black with white, and then I framed it in red. This is a burnt orange color, and that is 919 in DMC. This is Ada in some sort of, like, I don't know. It's got like some brown bits to it. And the needle minder says, Expecto Patronum. I don't remember where I got it from. I feel bad. I don't remember. Is it on the back? Nope. Oh no. I got it on Etsy. Maybe I got it from Sugar Tots. Phew. I might have got it from Sugar Tots, but now I can't remember. Sorry if I didn't get it from Sugar Tots. So yeah, needle minder, it's a magnet and my needle goes onto it so that you don't put your needle in your Aida or cloth and then it leaves like a rust color. This is for my coworker who really loves coffee. He brews his own or roasts his own coffee. And oh, there is hair. And I can't get it off. There. Now the floor has hair. Yeah, so this is for my coworker. The only change I've made so far is I took out the heart in the coffee mug. Figured he didn't need a heart in there. And then I am also going to change the X's that line the bottom. So in the pattern, the X's don't, they're not even. Because this is not like an even number of stitches or something, the X's, they're like every third or every fourth stitch, and then there are two that are 2 apart, which if you think about it, if there's 2 that are 2 apart, that's not actually even. You either need 1 or 3 that are 2 apart. And then at the top, it's like, it's the same kind of deal. And so it's not centered. I didn't notice it until I was like right at the very end with the one for my mom. So I figured I would do some math and figure out how I can make it even, because looking at it, it's really annoying to see that, oh, it looks like the middle is over here, but it's actually here. And it just looks like that because of the way the X's are lined up. This is probably more information than you care about. Anyway, this pattern was $10 at Michael's, and I believed I used my 40% off coupon, so it ended up being $6, and I am going to be cross-stitching it twice. So I feel like I got my money's worth. Whoa! I got my money's worth out of it, and once I finish it, I will most likely be passing it along. If you're wondering why my hair looks so nice, I just got back from the hair salon. I very rarely curl my hair because it takes so much time. I have stick straight hair, yet I have so much of it. Don't know where it comes from, but it's really thick for it being super fine. So I don't curl it very often. But when I go to the hair salon, they curl it at no charge. Well, considering how much money it is to go to a hair salon, I guess it isn't no charge. Alright, now my nose is itchy. Ugh, great. So let's just take a little sippy sippy. If any of you guys have ever watched Graveyard Girl. I used to watch her all the time, but now there's so many other YouTubers that I watch, like knitting community, cross stitch community, makeup community, booktube, that Graveyard Girl, she just, I don't know. I still like her, but she's definitely not somebody who I'm always like, I need to watch all of her videos. She's weird. Not in like a mean way. She's weird in a good way. But sometimes she's like way too, she's got a collection of really creepy dolls. Like the creepier the better. If you've never heard of Graveyard Girl, just watch something. Now, she does talk really loud because she is deaf in one ear, so sometimes she can't, you know, she can't tell if she's being super loud or not. But she just loves creepy things. The people that watch her, they are her gators, and cause she lives in Florida. But she's pretty interesting. She's super nice, at least she sounds really nice. And she's got some interesting stories, but just click on any of the videos where it's like doll collection or I don't know. It's hard to tell, but some of her videos you could see like the dead, not dead, but the really creepy babies in the background, and they're creepy. Alright, Smaug's Trove. Didn't think I'd have one, did ya? Well, I feel like purchasing from Knit Picks just doesn't count. Don't you? I don't put Knit Picks in with purchasing yarn. It's just whatever. So I did make a really small order. I purchased enough yarn to get the free shipping because that's what I always do. And I got these two Hawthorne fingering, what are these? Kettled or something. Come on, Stephanie, use your words. They're tonal hand-painted yarn. And don't these, okay, on camera, these look much more different than they did when I pulled them. Honestly, I think it's the lights. The lights really help, but because these are what these look like. But when I opened the package, I was like, shoot, I picked two colors that are like the exact same. So this is more of a purpley gray taupe color, and then this is a brown. So the purpley gray taupe color is called Silverton, and they're both 80-20, 80% superwash fine Highland wool and 20% polyamide or mide. Tomato, right? And then this one is called Newport. Same deal. I got these because I figured, you know, I love buying speckling yarns and I don't buy solid yarns too often or tonals, so I thought, you know, how about I try some Knit Picks tonals and I can combine those with some of my other yarns to make my shawls and things. The main reason why I purchased from Knit Picks was Felici. Now they had a small Felici update, which was actually pretty good for me because that meant I only got 4 skeins. So I picked up, okay, I was like, where's the color? Goth Kitty, purples, grays. Purple's my favorite color, gray's my favorite neutral. So yeah, this Felici, and then I also got, oops, it's falling. I also picked up Treehouse, which is a really nice green and then teal-y colors. And I grabbed a Stroll Fingering in Ash, which is just a dark gray, to be the heels, toes, and cuffs for both of them. So this one does have a gray, and when I held it up together, it looks like it's gonna match perfectly. And Treehouse does not have a gray, but gray works with everything, so I thought this would look good with both of them. And then lastly, I'm just gonna grab one. I got 3 skeins each of Knit Picks Stroll Fingering in Dandelion and Black. So these two, well, 6 skeins, not sure how many I am gonna need. These are going to be a hat design. So I live in Dayton, Ohio, which is 45-ish, well, maybe an hour if you're going city to city center from Cincinnati. I am an hour and a half-ish west of Columbus, and I kind of grew up a little bit outside of Columbus. Basic backstory to the fact that I am a fan of the Columbus Crew. So the Columbus Crew is the Major League Soccer team in Ohio. So they're based out of Columbus. They have the Memphra Stadium. It's like a weird name. Stadium that's right by the highway. You can see it when you drive past. And their colors are black and white. Now the white is coming off almost white. The yellow is coming off almost neon. It doesn't look neon in person. So yeah, the Columbus Crew might be leaving. They might be going to Austin, Texas, which I'm not super happy about because I'm pretty sure Texas already has their own team. And that leaves Columbus, or Ohio in general, without a soccer team. Well, we do have Cincinnati, but they're not a major league. They're not Major League Soccer. So, pretty sad about it. The conditions are that they were supposed to get a bigger, better, nicer stadium with more seats. I've been to a couple Crew games and I've honestly never had a problem with the stadium. It's never been full when I've been. Granted, I don't go on like... No, I did go to the semifinals game and it was crowded, but not like to the point where it was sold out. I don't think it was sold out. So besides the point, they are potentially going to move unless a new stadium is built. Now there has been a proposal for a new stadium, but it hasn't been approved or anything like that. Either way, there is a hashtag called Save the Crew, and I had an idea to make a colorwork hat with, my thought is just, you know, like a nice hat. I'm not sure if I'm going to do ear flaps or not, but I want to do like like a checkered flag on the bottom, and then hashtag Save the Crew for around the head. And I have some other design elements for the top that I've thought of, but I'm not exactly sure what I want to do. So I bought a lot of skeins to do it. I also wanted to do some mittens, and I had an idea for a double knit scarf. Now I can't do all of those with just, you know, the 6 skeins that I purchased, but I thought I would start out with designing that hat and, oh, what is that? Thought I'd start out with designing the hat, see how that goes, and then work, you know, mittens next, and then maybe the scarf next. So I figured get the yarn and then I can work. You know, maybe that's what I'll bring to my parents. I'll bring this and that will kind of force me. Other than I'll have the other 2 to work on and all the reading, but whatever. So yep, I got those guys, which had me hit the $50 mark. And I'm gonna just put them all in the same bag. Look at that. And put it all in this box again. There. For my last segment, is called A Novel Idea, and I talk about a book I would like to recommend. This episode, I'm going to take it a little bit different. I'm going to interpret a novel idea a little bit differently. As we are coming upon the new year and resolutions and such, I thought I would talk about my planner or agenda, because my school had agendas that we were supposed to use, and once you got into, so at the beginning of your year you got an agenda, and I feel like I was one of the few who really enjoyed writing in their agenda. So I thought I would bring out my agenda. This is my, oop, it's upside down. This is my agenda, and it typically has a plastic cover like this, but mine this year ripped off, and then I got annoyed that there was only one on the back, so I ripped the other one off as well. It's because I put it in my purse a lot like this, and if you see how the page kind of lifts up, so the plastic was always being lifted up and it just kind of broke right where the ring is. So this is the planner by Plum Paper. I'm gonna cover my address, but that can, is it gonna, there we go. So it is the weekly planner by Plum Paper Designs, and they used to be on Etsy, but they are now www.plumpaper.com. absolutely love them. My biggest reason why, well, one of the first things that drew me to them was that I could decide when I wanted my agenda to start. A huge pet peeve of mine is a lot of the standard agendas or planners that you purchase always start in August. So it'll go from August to December and then January to December. So you'll have 18 months. Then when you buy a new agenda, if you've been using one, you're at January. So you're essentially purchasing an agenda where a third of it is over. Like a third of it you don't even use. So I hate that. I hate it. So I love plum paper designs because I can pick whatever month I want to start on. So typically I start in January because that's the beginning of the year. You can purchase add-on pages if you would like. So this is the second one I've gotten, and then this one is for 2018. So I've already purchased that. The first one I ever got, I purchased the fitness tracker pages, but with this new one, I found a different way that I like to track my fitness, so I didn't purchase that. But I did purchase the My Home because it has things to remember, unforgettable moments, milestones. I don't have a family, so I don't use that. Then there was a section for bills and monthly cleaning list, a to-do list, which I use to-do lists every day, so those aren't enough, shopping lists, gift lists, monthly goals, passwords, monthly expenses, so like expenses, and then another important contacts page. So the monthly expenses page looks like that. Clearly I tried, but I can't handle doing expenses like that. My expenses fluctuate, so I don't have a typical, like, every week I only spend X amount of dollars on food. Especially in the beginning when I was traveling all the time, it's super hard to have a budget when you are constantly buying an excess amount of food and then getting a lot of that money back from your company. So I couldn't do an expense like that. So I bought My Home thinking that I could try and organize with that. Didn't work for me, that's okay. And then I also bought the blog section, and I'll go to, so you have monthly overview, so you can do website, inspiration, blog to do, post ideas, final post schedule. I have a blog, but I never use it, so I was trying to use it for YouTube, but again, I find that I'm not that organized with my YouTube channel, so I don't do that. But there's a spot for income and expenses, post ideas, monthly blog stats, so you can keep track each week for the entire year, how many page views, how many Instagram followers you have, Pinterest. YouTube is not on here, so there's a blank spot for that. You've got monthly blog tasks, to-do lists, advertising and sponsors, giveaways and reviews, and then an annual planner for your blog. And you've got little dots, kind of like a bullet journal, and then you get to your standard. So you've got passwords, contact information, holidays, both for the previous year, the current year, the following year, and the year after. And then you do at the end get a next year calendar. There is an envelope page in the back. So something that I do with my agenda is keep track of my fitness. And the way that I do that is, let me find a page where I worked out a lot. Here we go. So, is there anything that I should not? Okay, this is fine. So for example, this day in May, what I really like about how the month, I'm gonna just jump around all over. So let me just show you the beginning of May. Okay, yeah, I think this is fine. So you always get 3 goals that you can set, and my goals are sometimes open-ended and sometimes very specific. So I typically go with specific things as goals. So purchase new running shoes, sew a dress, which I never did, open a savings account, and another savings account. I have multiple. I like to have my money in different places. Open another savings account. There's a spot for birthdays and a spot for events. I really like the way this is laid out because this keeps me on track. So I write down everybody that I know of that has a birthday in this month. So I write it down, kind of puts it fresh in my mind. Hey, this month we have these people having birthdays. And then events, same thing, just so that I can remember, oh, here's my at a glance for May. I have this event, which was a house party to go to. Then there's a things to remember. So in this one, I put down wedding dress shopping. I did not know the date, so I hadn't written the date yet when I wrote that down. Sometimes I'll put in, don't forget you need to go get an oil change this month, or you need to call the dentist, or in my case, the eye doctor, and schedule your appointment. And then there's 2 sections that are blank. You flip it over and you get a full page of notes, and then you get a full calendar, and then you get this, which is how every week starts. You have a box up at the top, and then you have 2 columns. So for what I used to use them as, and this is literally what I had been doing for years, because I did this with my Lily Pulitzer calendar as well, is I would always, if I can find one, yeah. So I would always put the dealership I was going to, their address, customer number, their my flights, so all of my flights, and then on this side I would put my meal ideas, so what I was planning to eat, or like a shopping list. So we can go back to May, and you kind of see I'm not flying anywhere, so there's no flight itinerary, but I do have meal ideas over here, and sometimes I would do shopping lists as well. I was also starting like a water intake tracker, but I found out that I hated going to the bathroom that much. So here is a week. What I really, and the view that I'm showing you is not the only one they have. They have different options, but I really like this one because I like to write a lot in my agenda. So I put in like what I have to do. I was starting to use this for work, but I really don't write work things in here. So I would put in like a quart of Wings and Ruin came out that day. I had a planned lunch outing. Cinco de Mayo was this day. Then I also had a lunch with a friend and a date. I also, so see all the stickers? Here's where my workout tracking comes in play. So I write down what workout I have planned because I like to plan my workout so that it's scheduled into my day and I'm much more likely to do it. So if I write it down, it means I can check it off. So when I work out, I put a sticker. So each sticker means I worked out that day. Then on top of that, if there is an X on the line, it means I hit 10,000 steps because I do wear a Fitbit. So that is kind of my workout tracker, and I wasn't doing it this year, but I think I am going to start it next year, is make milestones. So every 25 times I work out, I'll buy myself something. I mean, I really need to get on a budget, and I'm definitely the kind of person who enjoys rewards, and rewards are what keeps me in line. So that's how I do my fitness tracking. I love stickers, so I think it's just fun. Yeah, I'm like perpetually a 10-year-old who gets a sticker when they do a good job at school. So I still do that. I give myself a sticker. So in the back, in the folder, I keep the stickers. So I just I used to collect stickers when I was little, So I have a ton of stickers, and stickers are fun to buy. So I've got this random sheet of stickers. I have some Stickopotamus stickers, which, funny story, so when you bought Stickopotamus, it's this brand right here, they used to have a sticker club. And I always wanted to be in the sticker club. Now, it's not very expensive. I think it was maybe 20 bucks. And when you're in the sticker club, they would give you a binder. So Stickopotamus stickers have these weird not buttons, but holes. And I could never figure out how to put these in a binder. So I asked my mom if I could join the Stickopotamus sticker club. And, you know, she said yes. She wrote a check for me for the 20 bucks or whatever, and I mailed it in. They returned it to me, letting me know that the Stickopotamus sticker club was no longer a thing. But they sent me a whole bunch of stickers. I was floored. I mean, I got like stickers, I think it was like a fire truck set, a horse set. These bears were one of them. These daisies might have been one as well. I have a whole bunch, but it was awesome. So not only did my mom not have to spend $20, but I got a whole bunch of stickers. Now, I never got the binder, but that's okay. I think I would much rather have more stickers than a binder. And then I also have these stickers on the back. I like taped them to the back because they were so small and I was losing them. So I put those in my little folder. And yeah, that is my agenda for 2017. Now, I don't keep this. I do throw this away because once I transfer all my notes, why do I really need it? Now, this year's agenda, I did not buy any add-on pages. So this one was about as cheap as I could get, which I think was like $40, which includes shipping. It's this really pretty, it kind of reminds me of Rifle Paper Company. Really like it, so I even didn't put my name on in the bottom. What I did do though is add my own folders. Look how nice that looks. Yep. I don't think I will ever be a bullet journaler. I have a real journal, I have my agendas that I love, and I started a craft journal. So I don't think a bullet journal will ever be in my life, but I love some of the ideas that they are in bullet journals. So I made this folder from scrapbook paper because I love scrapbook paper. And I have these washi tapes that are really pretty, and I put some stickers in here, so I'm prepared. I'm preparing for my new agenda. And oh my gosh, I was at Michael's the other day. Get out. Gosh. I got these Christmas stickers that are puffy, and they look so adorable. They're little Christmas puffy stickers. There's like a little penguin, a little reindeer, presents, gloves, Christmas trees. Oh, and like these reindeer down at the bottom are riding a sled. If that will zoom in, but those are focus. Those little reindeer are riding a sled, and it is too adorable. Thing in the back, bing. I made another folder, and this has some other stickers. So at the end of the year, I will move the stickers from the current agenda into this agenda. Again, plum paper designs. Now, there are a lot of agenda companies out there. I am such a big fan of these. It's my third one, and I'm just really excited to have a new one. Old, new. That is it, and I hope you enjoyed it. I really hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving doing whatever it is you want to be doing and hanging out with whoever you want to be hanging out. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!